the president of Article 3 Project, Mike Davis. Mike, great to see you.
Thank you for having me.
First, let's get your reaction to Mike Waltz as national security advisor. You wrote about this and how he worked so well with Senator Marsha Blackburn, who's joining us in a few minutes at the RNC. Clearly, everyone Donald Trump is putting in are loyalists. These are people who will see his vision, something you've been pretty concerned about and really wanted to make sure this time around there's a different kind of outlook.
Yeah, so in order to be a political appointee of the President of the United States, you have to be both competent and loyal. You can't be one or the other. You must be both. You have 4,000 political appointees trying to manage 4 million executive branch employees along with contractors. So it's 1 in 1,000. And those political appointees, their job is to carry out the president's policy agenda. So that's why with these appointments so far, with Susie Wiles and Stephen Miller and Elise Stefanik and the others, they have been grand slams. President Trump is hitting grand slams with these. I'm very excited about this. President Trump has clearly learned his lesson from the first term on personnel.
We just had Fetterman say he will vote for Rubio for Secretary of State, which is the other name being there. So interesting to see that. I want to get your take on Democrats that are in a race against Time reports to fill judicial vacancies because they know the trifecta is here. What would you be looking for as far as that? Biden's judicial nominees, obviously you understand the process very well, and they know the time is short.
Yeah, at the Article 3 Project, article3project.org, we have put up an action alert for people to go and light up both of their home state senators and tell them to grind the Senate to a halt. There is no way in hell the Senate should be confirming these lifetime appointed judges, these radical Biden and Harris judges, to the federal bench for the rest of their lives after Kamala Harris just got beat like a drum on November 5th. By President Trump in a landslide. President Trump won 312 electoral votes, all 7 swing states, won back the Senate, and the American people have spoken about who they want picking judges, and it's not Joe Biden and Chuck Schumer anymore. So the Senate Republicans need to step up and show up to work and stop these radical confirmations.
Who do you think they'll choose for leadership? Obviously, Rick Scott is somebody that, Elon is very hot on. Seems like a lot of MAGA folks would prefer him over Cornyn or Thune.
Yeah, I've worked with all 3 of them. All 3 of them are very good on judges. I'm going to show uncharacteristic restraints and not weigh in on this Senate race because I don't want to get out over my skis. Whoever wins is going to have to work with President Trump on judges. And until President Trump weighs in, I'm just going to do something shocking and keep my mouth shut.
All right. Well, let me give you something else you can rail on, okay, since you have to restrain yourself here. You talk about we the people, and it's right. Americans, they spoke, they have a mandate, they want Trump. And big legacy media, they know that they basically have become somewhat irrelevant because they've lost every shred of credibility and trust. Look at this. MSNBC's ratings have taken a major hit. We have this article here. Network dropped from 6 million a day to below 600,000 on a Thursday. And we know also behind them was CNN, much less viewership this election compared to before. If we have that, we'll put that up. But obviously, there is a sense that outlets like Newsmax are providing the coverage that people want. They have conversations like the one we're having. Americans aren't buying, the folks that are just propaganda that are, running cover for Joe Biden or trying to dress up Kamala Harris.
Yeah, I mean, all these Democrats promised to flee America if President Trump won. So maybe that's why MSNBC and CNN's viewership is going to drop through the floor because all their viewers are, in France or wherever the hell they're going to claim asylum. Look, people are tired of the fake news. They're tired of the left having a monopoly on information. They're tired of the censorship. They're tired of the claims of misinformation and disinformation by the left to try to silence dissent and silence your political opponents. We are at a great time in America.
Information, truth, is freedom. Is Newsmax. It's real news for real people.